Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Nathan and this is Sue Shrimp Breeders. If you love seeing shrimp and everything shrimp related, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification button because that is what this channel is all about. I'm going to be culling some shrimp again in this video. I'm also going to be talking about some shrimp that I haven't talked about in a while, and one of them being my Bloody Mary. Since these shrimp are a Neocaridina, I have to keep these separated into their own tanks. Now in my other videos, or even in this video, you'll notice that I do mix some shrimp together. Now those are going to be my Caridina shrimp. Those are really the only ones that you can do this to, and some of them, it's not even okay to do that with those. But when it comes to the Neocaridina, now these are the ones that you really don't want to mix. Now I have mixed these before, and I thought that maybe I could get a cool color or so, but all I really got was brown. You will notice in most of my tanks that they are just absolutely packed full of plants. And I really do think that this has a lot to do with why my shrimp tanks are very successful. I did have a tank with a sand substrate, and that one didn't do very well because a lot of my rooted plants couldn't grow very well in that sand substrate. So I ended up having to go with floating plants. And those can work instead of a lot of rooted plants like I have. But what I do notice with some of my floating plants is they will actually fight for the light with the other plants. So if they overcrowd the top, the plants below can't get enough light and the plants below will die or cause algae. So you really have to find the balance between the two. I also have a tank of carbon really and some blue realies. I'll be showing those in some later videos as they just gave birth to a bunch of little babies and they're going to be really cool to see in about maybe 2 weeks-ish. Right now they're just so small that I can't record them. A lot of people have asked me, do I take my snowflake food out? And this is kind of the answer, is that I just leave it in there and then they just kind of graze on it for the next few days. The next tank I'm going to be talking about is my Blue Bolt tank. And this isn't just blue bolts, I guess. I can't really call it just a blue bolt tank. It does have some blue steels, some red steels, and some red bolts. It also is starting to get some snowballs in there. This tank has gotten a lot better when it comes to culling. I almost have all the shrimp in here that I want. I don't have to cull it very often, but I am going to start taking out some of the really high-end blue bolts and blue steels and make a tank of their own after I move into my new house. My goal right now is to just breed as many shrimp as I possibly can, so that way when I set up my new shrimp room, I'm going to have room for every single one of the shrimp that I want. The food I feed is always my homemade shrimp food. I use this quite a bit as I find it to be the most healthy for my shrimp, and I know exactly what's in it. A lot of people don't like to mix their pintos and their Taiwan bees. Now in this tank, my pintos would be my blue steels and my Taiwan bees would be my blue bolts. Now when you mix these two together, I was told not to, but after doing so, all I noticed was that I get more blue bolts and blue steels. I am getting a lot more snowballs than I'd like, but you know, I kind of like those too. Sometimes catching these shrimp can be a giant pain. I try to focus on most of the adult males that I can find because those are the ones that have the dominant genes. So if I have just one male in here that is very, I guess, less in color and lacks the good genes that I want, it will most likely dominate the tank eventually. So my goal is to always take out all of the colorless males. I'm trying to stay very motivated in my YouTube channel now, so I'm going to try to put out another video next week. If you want to leave a comment below and let me know what kind of video you'd like to see, that'd be awesome. This last tank I have never shown. and I'm really excited to show it in this video. This is my red tank, is so I call it, is because that it is full of Tai bees and Taiwan bees and pintos. After a while, you really can't tell the difference between the two, and so I was just told to call them Tai bees. Either way, the color on these shrimp is pretty amazing. I'm getting some pretty deep dark reds that I'm really enjoying. There are a few with some lighter reds, and I think those are the ones that you're supposed to cull out. But either way, these shrimp are some of the prettiest shrimp that I have in my shrimp room. I think that's going to be it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and if so, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that like button. I really hope that everyone has a wonderful day, and cheers.